We want to talk about the Lions, man.
Do we?
Yes. Oh yeah. I don't know if you.
And Marshall Mathers.
And I'm not taking. There is no like. I'm
happy
playing
for
up.
the
Like I wore Honolulu.
It
blue a
almost
little bit
feels.
today.
It almost feels fake still, and I'm not even a Lions fan. I haven't had
I'm
to struggle
forgetting.
through decades and decades, millennia of torture and sub success. Well, now the rabbit's got the gun.
Rabbit's got the gun. I'm not even. Listen. So I had the.
It's emotional. It feels fake.
I had the Bucks team total over. Great. I had the Bucks catching a touchdown, and I'm not even mad that I lost that bet. Because the best case scenario was Lions win, Bucks cover. Todd Bowles, what the fuck are you doing? Going for 2. All of a sudden, you're a math guy. It's like you're not. Dude.
I like it.
Okay, I just don't like that stuff. I don't, because there's the untold mental thing. I know you're going to tell me the math. If you have a 50% chance
No.
You can't be a math guy if you let the time run out at the end.
That's the bro.
So brutal.
What are we
can't-
doing?
How many seconds did they have?
They were like 35 seconds to go.
Bro, you
They're
can't
shaking
be a math
hands.
guy.
They probably told him, they were like, hey, they could have kicked a field goal there, and he was like, we're in the dome. They're not going to miss it. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking there. Like,
He
make the guy kick a field goal.
He literally says we weren't going to come back from that, which is brutal.
That is insane. It's right up there with after the game saying Baker's definitely done enough to earn a contract, and then like later in the transcript, he's like, I don't want to talk about Baker's next contract yet. Like Todd. So anyways, Todd Bowles, by the way, did a great job this year. Dave Canales did a great job this year. I want to say this, the Bucks, tipping my cap to the deceased in the chat here, but like, you guys got a lot to be proud of. I mean, they made runs. They made runs in the season, right? Like they also, by the way, Todd Bowles, your team lost. You watched Houston beat you on the road in like a 50-49 game that was weirder than that game would have had to be for you to get the win. Like, that was more unlikely than you with 60 yards to go.
We weren't going to win.
We weren't going to win.
We weren't
okay.
gonna win.
But they made runs. They made a run before the half when you thought they were dead. Okay. 17-10, they had that David Tyree looking play where Baker gets ejected out of a scrum of people, and he's like, oh fuck, I got the ball. He hits Cade Ott, and the great call to Rashard White in the red zone.
Screen?
The screen.
That's so beautiful.
It was beautiful. And that guy reminds me of Alvin Kamara. That's who it is.
It's cool.
I don't know if that's
When he gets the ball, things happen.
He kind of just Rashard White, the running back from the Rashad White.
Rashad.
He reminds me of Kamara. I was like sitting there during the game yesterday, like who do you think? And they showed a replay of him in slow motion. I'm like, I could overlay Alvin over this guy. I mean, he really is like. He can be pretty good for them. But, the 4th and 14, incredible, dude. Fucking incredible. So I just want to say this, like the Bucks, what a run. Baker, you don't need to hang your head, man. And I think, honestly, what makes it really, not to zoom out and do the Bucks first, but this Baker says he wants year 2 in the system. And Bowles, of course, said multiple things in the presser. Canales, I don't know that he gets a head coaching job, although I'd look at him. Like, he might be kind of his name's not as hot as some of the other coordinators, but maybe it should be.
He's next trip around the sun.
Exactly. So if you got Baker next year and you bring him back.
Window's still open for this.
Like this little window, whatever this window means, is open.
It's smaller, though, without Mike Evans.
Well, and here's the thing. And Mike Evans, who should not hang his head at all, was tremendous. I know that the pick was probably on him, the first one. And he had some drops last week. But he's the reason they're in the game, too. And he's everything you want in a dude on your team that plays a decade for a franchise. Like he's that kind of guy that it's just no questions asked. You hang his number in the rafters, and everybody speaks on this guy with respect in Tampa. No matter where he goes next year, he has been awesome. And I think for somebody who's been on a team for a long time, who seems like really loyal, who says, I'm not going to throw a fit because we've got a quarterback issue. I'm going to try to be even better. Like some receivers would be like, get me out of here, all this shit. Like
he's like, I can help.
I'll help.
Yeah.
And after the game, he's like, he'd love to play on one team. And I also think it's tough for him because sometimes when you're on a team long enough, I just want to say this. When I was on the Rams for 8 years and we were not winning and things were not good and I got hurt late in my career, like I wanted to get cut. Like I did not want to be there anymore. Not because I didn't love every minute of my journey, difficult or easy. I wanted to play on one team my whole career, but not like that, especially with the team moving, that sort of thing. So for me, I can't really relate to Mike's situation. He's obviously way better and has a legacy to worry about that I don't. But I just know that sometimes you're thinking at the end of your run somewhere, where's the next place? And I need to cash in. Not that he already doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, and I think that's the saving grace that may make him stay in Tampa. So you've already done that. But I think there's also like, what's the grass like on the other side? And I've got all these personal goals.
Or like, whose life can I make really easy?
Yeah, I can be that guy. I can be that, what Joe Flacco was to the Browns. I can be that at receiver and make somebody's life really easy. I can go rescue Josh Allen. I go rescue Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, it's a little too cold up there for him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He's pretty tough. Then I look at Tampa and I'm like, do I want to stay? Is my legacy the most important? And they just made it really hard on me if I was trying to leave, because it's hard to leave this situation. It feels like they got a little something going.
If you're a Buffalo fan,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
what if I say, we're going to send you Mike Evans, but you have to get a dome and you
No.
get him for free?
No. No.
No.
No.
Fuck dome.
No. Some things are sacred.
Guy only has sex, no dome.
I'm gonna send you Mike Evans, Kyle, for free, but then you got to go join Al Qaeda. Okay? There's just some things you just don't do. All right. So,
That's a spot.
anyways, I just have you seen their training camps?
The pull-up bars,
You'd have a lot of trouble getting under the fucking.
all they have is monkey bars.
You would have a lot of trouble. I don't think you can pass a physical.
Shane goes, pretty cool, huh? Pretty impressive. You like that? See what we got?
Yeah, I can't do Shane. He's too good at it.
That's great.
Getting back to the game for the Lions. They
Look how strong they are.
listen. Two big chances for the Bucs in this game is what it came down to. If you're going to win this game, you had to get a turnover. That just never came for them. The Dean pick in the end zone would have been huge, and who knows how the game plays out from then. That's a big swing, right? Early in the game, and then the drive that they go up 31-17, and you kind of know if they go up 31-17, it's going to take a miracle, and the Bucs almost did it, right?
Yeah.
But 31-17. At the end of the drive, you know where they were in the middle of this drive, 3rd and 15, and they go to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they hit it. He's a yard short of the sticks. He's too fucking strong. Him and his blue hair,
Dude.
He just drags the dude over the first down marker.
He's a bully.
He is. He's a little bully, and then, because his dad's Mr. Olympia and shit.
In the best way possible.
He's not an asshole.
He's a prick.
Yes.
Yes.
He
He is a prick.
You know when I realized that?
I want to play with him. I would love to play with him.
He was on the podcast with his brother.
Yeah.
And you know how with you and me, if we were playing each other, I wouldn't want to go over the line because I don't want to get you too angry.
Why don't they give Darnell Mooney the ball?
He's just dogging him. He's like,
doesn't
what
give a
was the
fuck.
spread in that game? You guys are, why are you 13-point dogs?
He's a prick.
He's just fucking with his brother. And I'm like, damn, this dude is crazy.
We love that.
We love it. We
Throw pricks the ball more.
But if you remember the Rams game last week, what was it?
I don't.
It was Detroit with a chance to convert on 3rd and very long. I think Goff threw the ball backwards, and they have a chance to get the ball back with better field position. The Rams do if they could just get off the field on 3rd and long, and they convert. And the balls of this team, not just to convert in those situations, the explosiveness, but their attitude.
Never say die.
The 2nd and 8, they're throwing the ball. They're just not they just have stones. And I thought Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn had really good games. You talk about coordinators interviewing and it affecting them. Evidently, this didn't affect them. For 3 drives in a row in the second half, Ben was cooking and Goff was cooking. I want to say this, Goff played well. So let's get this out of the way.
Dude, he's got ice
Goff played well.
water. What do
Okay.
they say? Ice water in his veins?
Goff played really well.
Get that checked out.
But Ben Johnson, he was carving him up, and the call on the Brock Wright delay, 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1 to Reynolds down the red zone. And I got to get to Aaron Glenn because this guy's polarizing, but I thought he did a great job. I also think that he's added some things in to their repertoire over the course of the season that has really paid dividends for them. I think the main thing is early down pressure. And if you watch them lately, they create a lot of negatives on 1st and 2nd down to get teams behind the sticks, especially if you're seeing teams that run play action, that sort of thing. In the first half alone, the Bucks, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18, 3rd and 15. These are third downs they had. And it comes because 2nd and 9, you get a sack on the edge. They bring pressure. 1st and 10, you get an edge play action pass sack. In the second half, I thought one of the biggest plays of the game, you come out of the half tied 10-10, you're going to get the 2-for-1. You got all the momentum, right? You could quiet this place. They get to the 40-yard line, plus 40, okay? It's 1st and 10. No, it's 3rd and 4. And they, Detroit brings 6 guys up the line. It's a really funky look. There's 3 men down. There's 3 guys mugged up. So it's not like your normal 4-2 mug.
Spinner look.
It's a spinner look. And
is that what you guys call it?
You guys call it spinner look. We don't call it anything. We're just like, there's a bunch of motherfuckers mugged up.
Everybody fucking just run around.
Everybody just run around. We don't know anything.
And I'm like, watch all of them.
But there were 6 guys up. You rush 3, you rush 4, you drop 2, and you come up with a sack in that situation. 2nd and 10, late in the game, they give up -4 on an edge pressure. That puts them in 3rd and 14, and then the pick on 2nd and 5 late in the game. That's also early down pressure. And so I know it's saying a lot, but I'll boil it down. Aaron Glenn, early down blitzes, and we've seen guys like Melon Fonwu come on, who you're like, he likes sending this guy. Weeks 1 through 10, Aaron Glenn, early down blitzes, 26%. Weeks 11 through the divisional round, 38%. So that's a big jump. Especially with a number like 24 to 38. You guys know how math is, okay? It's basically like 33% is what they've jumped in the past few weeks here. Like, they are bringing pressure on early downs, and I think it's intentional. I think he's doing a good job.
And they had the competitive advantage at the tackle spot or at the edge of their, let's just say Aiden Hutchinson has the competitive advantage in that game. Well, one thing that they're going to do is they're going to say, we're going to let him do his thing.
Hold on, Tim Lee, why don't you leave it to the fucking professionals? Because go look at 3rd and 2, 3rd and 9. Go look at the pick that he threw late in the game. Tim Lee said, bro, if you watched the game and thought Purdy outplayed Love, I have no idea what you're watching. I have access to all 22 and watch the game in real time. I watched it twice last night. Go watch the game in the second half and tell me who played better, who made bigger throws. Tim, leave it to the professionals, brother.
So Aaron Glenn heating up Baker Mayfield on early downs. One thing that's going to do, if you've got 6 guys that are potential rushers within 3 yards of proximity to the line of scrimmage, we have to account for all of them. If you drop 2 of them, I may be looking at the wrong guy for the first half step of my set. Not only am I going to be wrong on my prediction, now I have to get my technique and get set for this one-on-one that I have with Nate. I'm looking at Nate comes. I'm in a bad position, and they've already got – and we can't help Aiden because now we've got these internal pressures. Yeah. And that's the onus that Aaron Glenn puts on that Bucs protection scheme.
And it's tough because they are a team that will turn their back and run play action. And like if they're off schedule, as explosive as they've been, you don't want to be in 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18, 3rd and 15. So while I don't think Baker played that bad, it's just that those mistakes, and one of them is a drop on Mike Evans, basically, but the other one late in the game is an early down blitz where he threw the ball to Derek Barnes of all people. And this is an asshole hero story, because you remember the Dallas game, he whiffed on Dak in the end zone, and they go down to score, and people are saying like that's the play, right? There's a few plays in that game, but that's the play. And if you look at what was on the line, you're thinking you might not get a home game because of this. You might not get that second home game. You might they get the home game anyways, and Derek Barnes goes and wins the game at the end of the game on a tremendous play. So kudos to him for actually making up for his mistake. And it's another Dan Campbell thing, just having the ability in these situations to lock in and be fearless. I thought the Bucs had 2 big chances. They couldn't get it done. And once Dean was out late, McCollum was kind of getting picked on. Here's a question. Is LaPorta the best tight end in the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might be.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat's going to have an issue with
it. But as we
sure.
know, with Pro Bowl and All Pros, sometimes you have to do it for a year to earn the next year's recognition. So I think going into next year, we're going to see a whole lot of Sam LaPorta, regardless of how they finish.
We have to talk about how freaking durable he is, because for the injury he had took and everyone maybe thinking the worst, just the way it looked on site, And for him to be back and to be moving like none of that happened. And if you watch guys,
it's incredible
who tackle him, how they just kind of like stop. Like he gets tackled, but if you watch the defenders when they do tackle them, it's like they're sliding off of him, like after the initial contact and hit. And which makes me like believe that he's so
solidly built. He's also obviously a good
Packers
route runner.
Were trying
he's
to
smart.
Tackle McCaffrey. They just glancing blow after glancing blow.
Here's what makes him good. Great at the catch point. So if you get man, this guy's got a big body. He really does catch the ball away from his body. Like he's a trustworthy catcher of the football. He understands zone. I think he's good in scramble drill. Like there's nothing in the pass game that guess what? He actually is interested in blocking.
Yeah.
So like there's very very few guys that you can even say that about. And for Kelsey having a down year and Kittle kind of having a relatively down year, I guess I'd have to look at the numbers, but he's not playing like he played 4 years ago. Like
LaPorta doesn't have any drops, I don't think, this year.
LaPorta's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah. And I think we should start talking to him about him like that. Like he is maybe the best tight end in the league right now. And it's not like quarterback where you don't want to jump out of the gym, but like it's a position player. The guy's played better than almost anybody this year.
We said it on this show about like 10 weeks ago. We said this is a guy who's knocking on the front door of.
He's knocking on the door.
Whoever's name it is in the driveway you want to say, he's knocking on the door.